Hello friends, in this video we are going to look at how oxygen can be prepared in the laboratory, and basically we have 5 ways. However, we shall be more detailed in the first 3 and have a hint on the other 2. The commonest method we normally use is by use of hydrogen peroxide. So in this case, hydrogen peroxide, being a colorless liquid, is placed in a dropping funnel, while we normally use a catalyst so as to speed up the rate of decomposition of hydrogen peroxide in our conical flask. However, even without the use of this catalyst, hydrogen peroxide, being unstable, tends to decompose on its own. Once we open the tap of this dropping funnel, hydrogen peroxide will drop onto the catalyst, and the breakdown of hydrogen peroxide will be increased. So in this case, we shall produce our oxygen gas, which will be seen as bubbles of a colorless gas and can be collected in our gas jar as shown. However, this oxygen is not dry. It being insoluble in water, we can collect it by this method. When you look at the equation, we have hydrogen peroxide decomposing in presence of a catalyst. In case you want to write the catalyst, you can write it on top of this arrow and not under the reactant side. So in this case, we shall produce our water and oxygen gas. This is the commonest method when preparing oxygen in the lab. The second method we use, we can also use a decomposition of potassium chlorate. So this one, unfortunately, for it requires heating. However, for us to use less heat for it to be decomposed, we normally introduce the same catalyst, manganese 4 oxide or manganese dioxide, in this setup. So when we heat the mixture of potassium chlorate and manganese 4 oxide, we shall see that bubbles of a colorless gas will also be seen and collected in the gas jar. Looking at the equation, we normally write the heat or the word heat on top of the arrow to show that we're actually heating this compound. So potassium chlorate solid will produce a white solid of potassium chloride and oxygen gas being given off. Thirdly, we can also prepare oxygen from another peroxide known as sodium peroxide. However, for sodium peroxide, we shall always need water as the second reactant to react with the sodium peroxide in our conical flask. Sodium peroxide is a pale yellow solid, and when we open the tap of the dropping funnel, we shall see the water reacting with the sodium peroxide, or the sodium peroxide will dissolve in the water with evolution of bubbles of a colorless gas, which is oxygen. But remember, the tap must always be closed so that we prevent the escape of the formed gaseous products through our dropping funnel. So in this case, our oxygen will follow the delivery tube, and we shall later see bubbles of a colorless gas that will be collected later on as a gas in the gas jar. So this is another method of preparing oxygen. So the pale yellow solid, sodium peroxide, will react with water to form sodium hydroxide and oxygen gas. Fourth, we can always heat nitrates. Most nitrates, when decomposed, they produce oxygen gas. However, the best nitrates to use are group 1 nitrates, because these nitrates will only produce oxygen as the product when decomposing them. So we can decompose sodium nitrate, that is to say by the help of heat, to produce sodium nitrite and oxygen. Potassium nitrate will also do the same function. Then lastly, we can prepare oxygen from the decomposition of heavy metal oxides, for example, lead dioxide. In this case, we shall always produce the oxide of the metal and oxygen gas. However, lead being poisonous because it can somehow affect our brain, so we always try to avoid its usage. So we should always have proper disposal of the products of preparation of oxygen when using lead dioxide. Those are the common 5 methods of preparation of oxygen in the lab. Yes, thank you for watching. Please, you can leave a comment, a question, or any other notice in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.